Hi guys! So update ko nga pala kayo sa losses ko from last week. Kasi baka sabihin nyo, puro profit na lang ina-update ko sa inyo. So I had a big loss last week. Like, ang laki ng loss natin last week. It was unexpected. I was super busy kasi last week actually kasi birthday ko. So, hindi rin okay yung pakiramdam ko. Like, siguro sa sobrang pagod, sobrang nag-contract yung puson ko and then medyo nahihilo. So, napapansin ko talaga every time na nagkakaroon ako ng malaking losses, it is because I'm not feeling well. Ganon. However, since habit ko na kasi mag-trade every day, so even if I'm not feeling well, nagka-trade talaga ako. So, this is one thing na I have to address with myself din, na whenever I don't feel like trading, and I don't feel like, I'm not feeling well or I'm feeling under the weather, dapat siguro hindi ako mag-trade talaga. So, ayun, long overdue realization ko na yun, never ko na-address. So, pakita ko lang sa inyo yung aking dashboard sa TradeZala. So, as you can see, ayan, sobrang pangit. Sobrang pangit ng Zala score natin. Bagsak profit factor, average win and loss, bagsak max drawdown, recovery factor, bagsak na bagsak ang recovery factor natin. So, kung papansin nyo, ayan, daming red dito na talagang lumaki yung ating loss and drawdown. And for the month of October, ito yung mga naging resulta natin guys for the month of October. So, marami-rami tayo namang mga winnings. Yan. However, ito yung nabanggit ko nga sa inyo. Actually, dalawa yan. Nung October 9, then October 17, day before of my birthday, medyo ang laki nito. Yan. And then, nagkaroon tayo ng overtrading nung October 16. Na lumagpas tayo ng over 60 trades, grabe. Kasi once you broke one habit that you have been doing for the longest time, and then binrake mo siya for like 2 times or 3 times, you're making another habit. Ganun siya. So make sure na dapat wag niyong i-break yung cycle nung nabibuild niyo yung habit, right habit. Kasi once na na-break niyo yun, nag-overtrade ka na naman, like for the longest time, natigil mo na, tapos nag-overtrade ka na naman. Tapos nagawa mo na naman siya for like 1 time, 2 times, nasabihin mo lang sa sarili mo, ngayon lang to. Pero guys, once you have broken the cycle, you're already creating another habit. So that's what you need to avoid talaga. So ito yung nangyari sa akin kasi October 16, nag-overtrade ako. The next day, October 17, nag-overtrade na naman. I'm trying to overtrade again because I'm creating another habit na naman, which is wrong habit. So I made a mistake here. That's why we were able to like have a total losses of $740,000. Sorry, $4,740. Tama ba? $4,740. Ayan. And the most painful part pa dito is that yung my FX book ko na inaalagaan ko, ayan, tumaas na naman yung drawdown natin. So, ibabash na naman tayo nila Kokay niyan kasi tumaas yung drawdown natin. But I'll be showing this to you for transparency purposes because I just wanted to let you know that even though nasa 6 years na ako sa trading journey ko, I still go through this kind of seasons na tumataas din talaga yung drawdown, nagkakaroon ng mga losses. Which is ito na guys, ayan, ang drawdown natin. 75%! Oh my gosh! And as you can see, for the month of October, negative 44% tayo, ayan, for the month of October. Though hindi pa naman tapos ang October, we still have 11 days to recover. So I hope na medyo bumait-bait ang gold sa atin ngayon dahil medyo ang lakas ng toyo ng gold ngayon. Doon nagkakaroon siya ng correction, pero yung correction niya ngayon sobrang anlala. Like last week, nag-correct siya ng 1,800 pips. Imagine niyo yun. Yung mga nasa Bitcoin nagwawala na kayo sa correction ng Bitcoin niya. Pero guys, sa gold, grabe yung correction niya. Hindi ko in-expect. Kasi I was expecting siya, but fundamentally speaking, shutdown ang gobyerno ng US. May rate cut is coming October 30. Yung tariff war ng US and China. So, sobrang dami nangyayari sa macroeconomics, geopolitical tension, inflation, and all. So, lahat to in favor and supporting gold. So, yung drop na yon was really unexpected. But, since all-time high, ilang beses na nag-all-time high, nagkaroon ng record ng all-time high si gold, there's a high chance ng mga big institutions, hedge funds, banks, nag-take profit talaga sila ngayon. Pero maaga pa mag-take profit, guys. Sa mag-take profit? Sa rate cut na kayo mag-take profit. So, ayun. So, nagkaroon ng massive sell-off. Because, ayun nga, sobrang overbought na siya and ilang all-time high record na. So, maraming mga nag-take profit. And that's why nagkaroon talaga ng massive drop. In spite na merong mga data tayo na supporting gold. But we're still hopeful na si gold by the end of this year, this 2025, baka umabot pa siya ng $5,000 per ounce. So, naka-hold pa rin ako. Pero yung mga naka-hold ko, maliliit na lot size na lang naman yun. So, negative 44% tayo for the month of October. Meron tayong drawdown na 75%. And nagkaroon tayo ng loss na nasa $4,000. Masakit siya, yes. But one thing that I'm really proud about myself right now is I'm totally different from the person 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Sobrang ang layo na. Kasi the way I handle this kind of losses is like, sobrang normal na lang siya sa akin. It's not something na parang ang bigat sa loob or aawain ko yung mga tao sa paligid or parang wala ako sa mood. Parang tolero ako. Wala na yun. Wala na yung lady na yun. This time, how I handle losses is the kind of person na mas kalmado, mas tanggap, mas peaceful, mas hopeful, mas strategic. And right now, I know exactly kung saang area ako makakabawi. Kailan ako entry and kailan ako mag-exit. Kasi as you can see guys, right now, okay lang naman eh. May floating 8,672 pa rin naman tayo guys eh. So, hindi pa rin man talaga tayo talo at all. Kasi meron tayo ditong mga naka-hold eh, no? So, may mga naka-hold tayo sa gold right now. So, it doesn't matter kahit na bumagsak yung ating, nagkaroon tayo ng malaking loss because meron pa rin tayong floating na positive. Honestly, ito nga yung medyo sobrang curious ako about my FX book. Kasi, I honestly do not know paano siya nagko-compute ng drawdown. Kasi, parang paano ako magkaka-drawdown ng ganong kalaki if I have the floating profit na ganito. I don't know. But maybe kasi siguro, ang consideration niya ng drawdown is the balance, not the equity. So, ang computation ng MyFX book is based doon sa kung ano yung balance mo. So, say for example, may malaki kang equity, may malaki kang floating profit, hindi niya kinukonsider yun as part of your P&L. So, yun yung nakikita ko. That's why, ang bilis lumaki ng drawdown sa MyFX book. Just so sad. Siguro dapat noon palang na-realize ko na yun. But anyway, it's another learning for me and I appreciate every learning. So now if you will be asking me, ano ba nangyayari kay gold ngayon? Guys, honestly, sa akin kasi, ito ang aking perspective. Ito ang perspektibo ko. Hindi ko sinasabing tama ako, pero based lang to sa aking mga kaalaman. So ako kasi, gamit na gamit ko talaga ang Fibonacci retracement. So kung mapapansin nyo guys, nag-drawing ako dito ng Fibonacci retracement, paakyat from the swing high and here sa swing low, okay? So kung papansin nyo, from 50%, 61.8%, ito yung golden zone natin. Ayan, di ba? Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi pa niya talaga totally, like, natatouch. Ayun, no? Hindi niya pa natatouch tong golden zone. That is why sobrang skeptical ko about this setup kung magbabay na ba ako because kailangan mo na itong tamaan eh. So, that's my ruling eh. You have to touch this. And imagine nyo, for the whole day today, yan, paggabi na guys. Actually, gabi na. Ayan, gabi na. But, kung mapapansin nyo, ayan no, nag-form siya ng doji. So, indecisive candle to. Naglalaban ng mga buyers and sellers. So, we still have strong sellers despite we have strong data supporting fundamentally. So, I presume na baka bumagsak pa to at itouch itong golden zone. That is why sobrang risky na mag-buy pa right now. Now, if we will be looking at, by the daily time frame, we will be looking at the lower time frame, let's look at the 15-minute time frame. Ayan siya guys, nagko-consolidate siya sa area na to. So, nahihirapan siya basagin itong 4225 at nahihirapan din siyang basagin itong 4268. Which is actually, meron tayo dyang resistance and support. Ngayon, you have to wait saan to magkakaroon ng breakout. Pag ito nag-break dito, then we'll go for buy. And then mag-break to dito, we'll go for sell. Kasi kung mag-drawing tayo dito ng ito. Actually, ito yun eh. Ito yung analysis ko ng morning. Ayan, nagkaroon siya ng rejection dito sa resistance na to. Sinirespect niya itong support na to. However, ayan, nagkaroon siya ng breakout and then pag-break niya dito, nag-consolidate na siya sa area na to. And I was expecting actually na akit na siya. However, itong golden zone yung wini-worry ko. That is why sobrang tricky ng market ngayon, 'di ba? Kaya kung indecisive tong candlestick natin dito sa daily time frame, so nasa no trade zone tayo. So this Monday is no trade zone. So pahinga, sometimes no trade is also a trade. Let's just observe the market, check natin kung saan siya magkakaroon ng breakout. Kailangan lang talaga natin ng mahabang pasensya. So yun lang guys, talo tayo for the month of October. Pero we still have number of days to recover.